This lesson we want to take a look at the idea of combining like terms. You see in front of you I have different objects. The idea is that we put things together that are the same. And eventually we'll get to just dealing with variables and putting them together because they're the same. But if I say to you, okay, how many scissors do I have here? Hopefully you don't say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Because it's not true. I only have 3. What we're doing is using these pictures and we're going to take the things that are the same and add them up and figure out how many of each we have. You can clearly see right now I have 3 scissors. I have 6 markers. I have 1 glue stick. I have 2 rulers. But we want to take a look at, these are the actual objects. What does it look like when it's written in algebra on paper? First of all, these are chunked in little groups. Each little group is called a term. So this is a term. This is a term. All right, it's just the word given to it. So how many terms do I have in this setup? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 terms. Now, instead of leaving the picture look like this, what I can do is start shrinking it down and actually convert it into algebra. I have 2 rulers here. So instead of leaving these items here, I'm going to remove it. And instead of 2 rulers, I'm going to write a math picture that represents that. 2R. R standing for rulers. I have 2 of them. The number in front is my coefficient. It's simply a number that describes how many of the item you have. And you obviously know what a letter means. That's my variable. The variable represents an object of something, a value we don't know, but in this case it represents the ruler. And I'm going to put them all together, so I'm going to combine them all with addition. All right, let me remove the scissors. In this case, I have 2 S. S standing for scissors. Here I have 2 markers. Here I have 1 S. Here I have a glue stick. Now watch what I'm going to do this time. Instead of, I'm just going to put a G. Here I have 4 M's. Okay, so again, each chunk is a term, and then the individual pieces, the number is my coefficient. Now, I left the G go by itself because you saw I had 1 glue stick here. Sometimes the variable is just by itself. Now, this confuses some kids. They're saying, okay, well, what is this? Well, it's a G. I had 1 glue stick. So if there is no coefficient in front of a variable, what coefficient can I always put there? Some kids say, well, a 0. Really? If there's a G here, that means there's 0 glue sticks? I disagree. What coefficient can go in front of a plain variable? Look back to the scissors. Oh, there was 1 pair of scissors. Same thing here, I can put a 1 here. Okay, so we have our algebraic setup or algebra picture. The question is, can I do anything with this problem? The answer is, well, I don't know what R is. Let's say we're talking about value of the variable. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. But I can combine them. I can put them together. So what we're going to do is take all the items or all the pictures that were similar and join them up. For instance, 2R. Did I have any other rulers in my picture? As I look down, I'm looking for any other R variables. No, I don't. I don't have any more. So what I can do is rewrite this. I currently started with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 terms. So the question is, can I get this shorter than 6? So I have 2R. Now I'm done with him, so I'm going to cross him off. Let's go to the next variable, 2 S's. Do I have any other S's? Yeah, I had 1 more. So if I have s's here and s's here, and I can combine them because I want to put things that are similar together, what will I get? Take the coefficients and add them up. 2 plus 1 is 3. I have 3 s's. Those are done. And notice I'm working my way down to a smaller picture. M's, 2 m's here, 4 m's here. How many m's altogether? Gives me a total of 6 m's. They are done. Well, I have nothing left except that one glue stick, so I'm going to add him here. So I did what I could do. I combined all the things that are similar. So this is what I end up with. Why can I not put these together? Because rulers are different than scissors. Scissors are different than markers. Markers are different than glue sticks. So let's take a look at what I had. I had 2 rulers, 3 scissors, 6 markers, and 1 glue stick. And that's combining like terms. Taking items that are spread out, moving them around, putting them together so that you put the same item with the same item. Let's take a look at 2 more combining like terms just so you get more of an idea of it. So here's a different one. I have some subtraction thrown in. I have some A's, B's, and C's. The very first thing I want to do, just like with any variable expression, is I always want to turn subtraction into addition. Now, this is different. I don't know what A, B, and C are, but what I can do, because I know they're the same, I can put them together. So here's subtraction, so I'm going to turn this to addition, and I want the opposite of the item or term that comes next. So this is plus the opposite of B. This is, I want the opposite, turn to addition, and I want the opposite of the term that comes next to it, which is a C, so I want the opposite of C. The other thing we can do is take any single variable and place a 1 in front. How many B's are here? Oh, there's 1. Well, wait a minute, it's the opposite of B. Well, what's the opposite of 1B? The opposite of 1B is negative 1B. The opposite of C would be negative C. So I can put a 1 there, and I can put a 1 here. So now let's take a look at combining things that have the same variable. Here's 2 A's, here's 5 A's. I have no other A's, I can put them together. Take the coefficient of the term, the coefficient, the number in front of the variable. 2 plus 5 is 7A. Those are now done. Plus, I always want to combine, so I'm going to join with addition. How many B's do I have? I have negative 1 here, and I have 7. Negative 1 plus 7 is 6 B's. And again, it's all addition because I changed everything to addition. Those are done. The only thing I have left is a negative 1C. So I just add him 1 at the end. Negative 1C. I can't go any further. I can't add A's plus B's because they're 2 different variables. I can't add B's plus C's because they're 2 different variables. This is all I'm going to go through this example just a little quicker. First of all, I want to take all subtraction, turn to addition. Plus the opposite of the next item or the next term that comes after. This was positive 4B. I want negative 4B. Plus the opposite of the next term, it was 9A, becomes negative 9A. This is a plain B. What coefficient goes in front of a plain B? A 1. So I want, this was a 1B, I want the opposite of 1B, which is negative 1B. By the way, I forgot the single A out front. The coefficient of a single A is a 1. Let's start taking variables and putting them together. Look for all the A's. I have 1A here, I have negative 9A here. 1 plus negative 9 is negative 8. What was it? A. A's are done. Let's go to b's. I have -4 here. I have 5 here. I have a -1 here. -4 plus 5 plus -1. Okay, -4 plus -1 is -5 plus +5 is 0. The b's actually cancel out to nothing. Do I need to write 0b? No. They're worth nothing. I don't need to write them at all. Last thing I have is a 7c. That's it. I took all the variables that were the same, took their coefficients, added them up, and this is where I end up.